Hey guys, Appalachian Knife Reviews back with a new video. You guys, I've been away for a bit. I had some vacation. My rifle deer season was here. Been kind of down under the weather. So I just took, I don't know, about a month off. Haven't posted anything recently. And we're going to get back to it. I got some big plans for 2025. Hopefully a bunch of new knives. We grew really big in 2024. I originally started this channel back in 2022 or 2023. Kind of slacked off, didn't post a whole lot. And then this year we started posting a lot, and you guys have come on board, watched the channels, like the videos and stuff. So we got a lot of plans this year. So what I wanted to do this year is, or not this year, but I wanted to show you guys my favorite knives that I bought in 2024. Now, I'll tell you, that doesn't mean these knives came out in 2024, but it's knives that I purchased in 2024. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to go ahead and put out the honorable mentions first. Actually, first thing I want to do is down in the comments, you guys can see what's on here. You can see what's on the screen. Tell me down in the comments, which of these knives do you think is my favorite, and which do you think is my most carried of 2024? So I'll give you a second to drop that down in the comments. So it might be the same knife, it might be different, but which one is my favorite and which one is the most carried knife of 2024? So let's get the honorable mentions out of the way first. So here is my Spyderco Shaman. Now, if you guys have seen any of my previous videos, this is a knockoff. This is not a real Spyderco Shaman. You can see that blade play. This is a Temu knockoff. It's got the jade handles. I was debating on getting a Shaman this year, but you guys, my watchers, recommended the Manix 2, which we'll get into in just a moment. So I ended up going with the Manix 2 instead of the Shaman, and then I found a knockoff on Temu. Just knocked all my dice over. And it's an okay knife. Now, keep in mind, guys, when I'm talking about a Temu knife, I'm talking about this specific knife. I'm not talking about the Shaman in general, because we know that we cannot rate the real deal based off the knockoff. Now, I actually really like this knife. I'm not a real big fan of the jade handles. I just bought it because it was different, and I know that I would never buy the real one with these jade handles. I may eventually buy a real Shaman. I just don't know. I really like my Manix 2, so I don't know that I'll spend the money to buy a Shaman. But anyways, this is honorable mention. I've carried it quite a bit. I've done a good bit of cutting with it. You can see the blade's got some use to it. The other honorable mention is the Subvert. Again, this is another one that was a knockoff. I had never even seen this knife. I didn't even know Spyderco made this knife till I found it on Temu. I about just cut my thumb off. This is a fantastic knife. I really like this knife. However, I would not buy the real version of this knife. Only because to me, the real version of this knife is like $300 or $400. That's just beyond what I would be willing to pay for this knife. I can't imagine a scenario where I would pay $300 or $400 for a knife. Maybe someday I'll find my Grail that I really want, that I'll pay that kind of that kind of money. But $200 to $250 is about the absolute max I'm going to be paying for a single knife, unless it's a really nice fixed blade or something like that. But I really like this knife. It's huge. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. But again, like I said, I will not be purchasing the real deal Subvert. So those are my honorable mention for this year. So let's go with, well, let me go ahead and kind of do this. So this is the last knife on the table that's a knockoff. This is my Temu version of the Microtech Stitch MSI. And let me tell you guys, I love this knife. I absolutely love this knife. Now, some of my previous videos, maybe even when I did the video of this, I told you guys that eventually I'm going to buy the real Microtech. even before I started filming this video, I was looking at them. I was looking at them on a couple websites. I can't decide which one I want. I think I want the black handle with the black coated blade with no serrations, but I'm just not, you know, if I buy the real one, it's going to be over 200 bucks. And I want to be sure which one it is I get, and I just don't know. And the reason why I got the tan is because I know that the real one I buy is not going to be the tan. That's why I got the knockoff in tan instead of black. But I love this knife. Now, again, we're judging this based on this specific knife, not the MSI as a whole, but they knocked it out of the park with this clone. This is a fantastic knife, and I will be buying the real one of this. Some of them I won't. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like I said, I'm not buying the real one of that. The Shaman, I'm on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to buy a real Shaman or not since I own the Manix 2. But you guys tell me, which MSI should I get? Or which do you recommend? You guys have given me good recommendations in the past. You actually gave me the recommendation for the Manix 2. So down in the comments, which one would you get? And maybe tell me why. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the black with the black coated blade. I know I absolutely will not get the full serration, but I'm not sure if I want to go with that partial serration in the regular blade. I'm just not sure yet. This one is probably my top 3 most carried knives of the year. I carry this knife. Now, I don't carry this if I know I need hard use. Like if I'm going to the farm or something like that, I won't carry this. It would probably do the job, but I want something a little better when I know I'm doing some work. But I carry this knife just about every day. You know, if I'm going to the store, if I'm opening packages, things of that nature, I carry this knife a lot. Probably not the most, but I carry this knife a lot. So this is another knife that I got in 2024. Well, that was on me, not the knife. This knife is a fantastic knife. I've seen other YouTubers just talk about this knife, and I finally got one. I got the Ultim PPE collar, or PP collar as you guys call it. This is a fantastic knife. Now, I'll tell you, I use this knife a whole lot. It stays on my desk. I work from home, so I'm at my desk a lot. And I use this knife probably, if 10 packages come in, 8 or 9 times out of 10, this is the knife I grab to open. Not that it's any specific better opening packages than anything else, but that's just what I do. This is the one I grab, I open my packages with, and I love this knife. It's not really an ideal shape, I don't think, for things like, you know, field dressing a deer, which is something I use my knives for a lot. But for opening packages, you see, I mean, there's tape on it right there. This knife is fantastic. I love this knife, and I couldn't recommend it enough. If you've been on the fence about getting one, get it. The lock is fantastic, and it's just a great knife. Let's talk about the fixed blade. So I've got 2 fixed blades that I carry. Not all the time, obviously, and not at the same time. And the other one, I didn't put it in here because I did not buy it this year. But this is the Kizer Smolt. This one, I can't remember if I bought this knife or if Kizer sent it to me. But guys, this is a fantastic EDC knife. It's big enough to where, I mean, I've got big hands. You guys have seen my videos. I've got some really big hands. I can get a full hand on it. I can get all 4 fingers. Can even choke up a little bit. There's a little bit of a choil. But I just think this is a fantastic fixed blade EDC. I did put an Ulti clip on mine. I actually think I bought the Ulti clip on Temu. Either got it on Amazon or Temu, I couldn't remember. But that way I can stick this down in my right pocket, clip it down, and it fits in my pocket to carry every day. So I either have this on me, or I have an SE3, the Venom Green SE3 with the orange handle. Those are the 2 fixed blades I carry. My SE is usually, I've got a bucket with a lid on it that I carry a lot of gear in my truck in when I'm hunting. My SE3 stays in that bucket. Like I've got tags. So if I kill an animal, I've got my tags in there. I've got like an EDC kit with like some pliers, Sharpie. I've got a first aid kit. That kind of stuff stays in my bucket, and I keep my Essie in that bucket. It's bigger, and you can't really put it down in your pocket to carry every day, but those are the two fixed blades I carry the most. Let's go with the Militol. Now this one, Kaiser did not send me. I bought this knife. Now that I think of it, this is the only knife laying here that was sent to me. I bought all the rest of these myself. I'm only telling you guys that just for full disclosure, so you don't think I'm trying to promote something because somebody paid me, because I'm not. I try to be as honest as I can, whether someone sends me a knife or not. And so far, I've only ever been sent one really terrible knife, which there's a video up on the channel. It was a gas station knife. I still wanted to check it out, and it was just absolute garbage. But yeah, anyways, so this is the Kaiser Militol. Now, this is the full size. This one is the cheaper version because this one is the liner lock instead of the frame lock. But this is a fantastic knife. I know I use fantastic enough. My vocabulary here in Appalachia is not good enough to give you guys a whole bunch of great adjectives. But this knife, it is a gorgeous knife. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I'm not real big on the top flipper, as you guys can see. Or the front flipper rather. I'm not real good at it. But this one makes it a little bit easier. Just it's a great knife. Now, I will tell you this, I bought this one and I bought the Mini. I am not a fan of the Mini. I don't know, the action is fine, it works good, but because of the size of my hands, let me show you guys the comparison. So you can see the Mini is much smaller. Oh, now watch me make a fool out of myself and open it just fine. Typically, I have problems opening up the Mini. Now, it's not the knife, that's me. I know it's me. My hands are bigger. Watch, I'll open it every time now. Usually, well, see there, I usually get my hands in the way, and that's what I didn't like about the Mini. But the full size, man, I love this knife. Now, just to be honest, I haven't carried it that much, only because I bought so many knives in 2024. I just never got around to carrying it. I've carried it a couple times, but I love this knife, and I hope to carry it a little bit more in 2025. And I do plan on getting the more expensive one, the liner lock, only because I want all of them. And then I'm also going to get the fixed blade. I haven't purchased the fixed blade or the liner lock yet, only because I'm not sure which design I want to go with. Just kind of been on the fence and haven't pulled the trigger yet. All right, now we're getting down to the top three, really. I'm kind of giving this away. So I'm going to tell you the knife that I carry the most in 2024 has got to be my Manix. This is the Manix 2. I bought this knife because you guys told me to. Now, that's not exactly how that worked. I told you guys I was looking for a new Spyderco. I was looking, now this thing is filthy. Well, I mean, it just shows you that I've been using it. I was down, I had made up my mind I was either going to get the Smock or the Shaman, and I made a post about it, or I made a video, a short. You guys told me to check out the Manix 2, and I'm glad that I did. Now, to be fair, I'll tell you, this locking mechanism is just a little bit wonky for me. It's fine, it works, but I would almost rather it would be, you know, like the compression lock. But it works fine. But I've seen a lot of complaints about it, and I guess you can replace this and swap this out, and I've just never got around to it. But this knife, I carry this knife more than I've carried any other knife that I have this year. Like I was saying earlier in the video, if it's hard use, like if I need to go to go to our barn, you know, if I'm working around the barn, I take this. When I'm hunting, it may not be in my pocket, but it will either be in my hunting bag or in my truck. It is with me. So I carry this knife a whole lot. And I carried this knife more than I carried any other knife this year. Now, I'll tell you, the next two knives I'm going to show you might have surpassed this, except I bought this one much earlier in the year. So you guys have seen this. This is the Ozark Grail. This is the $10 D2 steel knife. And guys, I'm going to tell you, I carry this knife a lot. I did not field dress a deer with this knife this year, but I did skin a deer with this knife this year. The only knock that, you know, I've seen some guys talking about, you know, that the blade is off center, and I've seen them say that it's loose in here. Here's my only complaint about this knife is the blade does not stay sharp very long. So I was skinning out a doe. I killed a doe opening morning of bow season here in Appalachia, and I didn't field dress her with this. I've got some Haviland Piranhas with the, you know, the removable blades or replaceable blades. I usually use those to field dress the animal. But when I got it home and I started skinning it, I was using the Ozark Trail. Now, I had been doing videos where I was cutting cardboard, cutting stuff, so it was not right out of the box. It had been used. But about halfway through skinning out that deer, I did have to stop, and I hit the I use the Work Sharp Field Sharpener. I use this, and I take it with me when I'm hunting. I keep it around the house. I keep it at my desk when I'm working so I can sharpen a knife when I'm at work. So I did have to stop about halfway through, hit it a couple times on that, and got back to it. The good news is it took nothing for me to get this knife sharp again. But it does not hold an edge very long, so keep that in mind. If you can find them, I have not found them in store again, but I have been able to find them on the website. I thought I ordered 4 more, but apparently I only ordered 3, and I'm giving them away as gifts for Christmas. As of the recording of this video, it's a couple days before Christmas, so there are some people in my family that will be getting these as gifts. And fantastic knife. It just, like I said, it does not stay sharp very long. And last but not least, I'm going to tell you, this is probably my favorite knife that I own. This is the Kershaw Bel Air. It's in MagnaCut steel, and I absolutely love this knife. This knife has also been used I helped a buddy skin a deer out with it. You see I got a little bit of blood on it there. This MagnaCut steel, it is super sharp. I did sharpen it the other day. I didn't need to, per se. It was going through that deer with no problem. I was sitting at my desk the other day and I wanted to sharpen it. This is my favorite knife. It is light. It really reminds me, let me see in my knife drawer. I mean, it really reminds me of the Bug Out. I like that, you know, the Bug Out is this, man, it's a Benchmade. I don't want to call it cheap plastic. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, this is a fake. Let me get a real one out. So this is a real Benchmade Bug Out. This is the mini. But, I mean, even on the real one, the plastic doesn't look or feel much different than that to me. I know I'm going to get some hate in the comments, but I'm talking specifically about the handle. I think this material on the Bel Air is better than anything the plastic Bug Out has put out. Now, I know they make some other ones, and you know they have a copper one now and such, but the Bel Air, man, you guys, don't walk to your favorite retailer. Run to your favorite retailer. Pick one of these up. I know they have them in black now, and they have them in carbon fiber. I will probably be picking one up in carbon fiber, maybe one in black as well. I love this knife. This knife is in my pocket every single day. Now, there are times where I'll have more than one knife in my pocket. This is one of them that'll be in there. And then occasionally I'll have this in there too, or I'll have this one and that one. My dad was laughing at me the last time we went hunting because I started pulling knives out of my pockets. It wasn't intentional, but I think I had 3 or 4 knives in my pockets when we were sitting in my deer stand. I absolutely love this knife. It's going to take a whole lot to beat this knife in 2025 for me. But you guys, I love this knife. I've got individual videos up on the channel for these knives. So if you want to go back and see the measurements and the weights and all that stuff, go back through the channel and you can see all those. But this thing here, I love this knife. Anyways, you guys, let me know what should be my first knife purchase of 2025. I told you guys I'm looking for recommendations on which Microtech MSI I should pick up. But you guys tell me, what should be the first knife of 2025? Now, I've got a couple more knives that are on the way. They will be here before 2025, but the videos may not be out till after January 1st. But we're still going to count those two towards this year. So you guys tell me, what should be the first knife that I purchase January 1, 2025? What do you recommend to be the first knife? If you guys have stuck around this long, I really, really appreciate it. If you hit the like button, it really, really helps the channel get out there for everybody else to see our videos. If you've not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I hope this video helped you guys in some way, and I hope to see you in the next one.